Sarah Henderson's hands trembled as she opened Emma's acceptance package from Stanford. Her daughter's full scholarship should have been cause for celebration, but Robert's dark expression and Tyler's sudden exit from the room spoke volumes. The thick envelope felt heavy with unspoken tension, matching the weight that had settled in her stomach over the past few months. She watched through the kitchen window as Emma bounced excitedly on the patio, phone pressed to her ear, sharing the news with her best friend. The California sunshine in the university's brochures seemed to mock the growing shadows in their Connecticut home. Robert hadn't even bothered to hide his smirk when Emma announced she was choosing Stanford over NYU, a decision that had surprised everyone, given her lifelong dream of Broadway. That evening, Sarah's world shifted on its axis. Walking past the garage to gather empty moving boxes, she overheard them. "Once Emma's gone, things will be different," Robert muttered, a note of anticipation in his voice that made her skin crawl. "They sure will, Dad," Tyler replied with an unfamiliar coldness that stopped her in her tracks. Sarah pressed her back against the wall, her heart racing. Through the gap in the door, she caught glimpses of them hunched over Robert's laptop, their faces illuminated by the screen's blue glow. A document was quickly closed when Tyler sensed her presence. "Just helping Dad with work stuff, Mom," he called out, too quickly, too casually. What exactly were they planning? And why did it feel like Emma's departure was just the beginning of something much darker? The changes came like a carefully orchestrated play. Sarah discovered her access to the family's joint account had been accidentally restricted. Her car keys mysteriously vanished before important appointments. Robert began holding private father-son meetings in his study, their voices dropping to whispers whenever she passed by. When she confronted them, they gaslit her with practiced ease. "Mom, you're just stressed about Emma leaving. Maybe you need therapy." While updating the family's shared cloud storage, Sarah stumbled upon a folder titled Plan B. Inside, she found years of documented manipulation, screenshots of deleted texts between Robert and Tyler, a secret email thread with Robert's lawyer discussing asset hiding, and most disturbingly, a detailed strategy to pressure Emma into choosing Stanford over her dream school, NYU, simply to get her father away. Sarah felt her world tilting on its axis. Instead of confronting them immediately, Sarah channeled her inner chess player. She scheduled marriage counseling, not to save her marriage, but to create a paper trail. She accidentally left her phone recording during Robert's study meetings. Each night, she methodically documented their psychological warfare, building her case with the precision of a prosecutor, all while maintaining her role as the struggling empty nester they believed her to be. Everything changed when Tyler's girlfriend, Madison, reached out through Instagram. "Mrs. Henderson, there's something you need to know," her message read. "I've been keeping screenshots too. What they're doing to you. They did the same thing to Tyler's previous stepmom. I can't stay quiet anymore." Sarah's hands shook as she scrolled through Madison's evidence, each image confirming her worst fears and revealing even darker truths. Sarah timed her confrontation perfectly. During the country club's annual family dinner, where appearances meant everything to Robert, as he stood to give his usual speech about family values, Sarah connected her phone to the clubhouse speakers. The room fell silent as Robert and Tyler's recorded conversations filled the air. "Time for some truth," Sarah announced to the shocked crowd. Robert's mask of civility cracked, revealing the man she'd feared lurked beneath. The aftermath was nuclear. Robert's carefully cultivated reputation imploded as evidence of his financial and emotional manipulation came to light. Tyler, faced with losing Madison and watching his father's true nature exposed, finally broke down. In a tear-filled confession, he revealed how Robert had been grooming him to participate in the abuse, using twisted logic about male solidarity and putting women in their place. Sarah's liberation had become her son's as well. 1 year later, Sarah sat in her sun-filled kitchen, reading Emma's latest email about her transfer to NYU. Across from her, Tyler and Madison worked on college applications. Tyler had chosen to live with her after starting therapy to unpack years of his father's toxic influence. The doorbell rang, bringing their weekly dinner guests. a support group of local women inspired by Sarah's story to examine their own relationships. As Sarah looked around at her reconstructed life, she realized that sometimes the end of one family story is just the beginning of a better one.